Hi there, Cancer. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today on my channel, A Fool's Journey Tarot. You are watching a general love reading for the sign of Cancer for the month of March 2021. So I want to remind all of my viewers, of course, this is a general love reading, and that means it can apply to any kind of situation or circumstance, and then any type of relationship or connection that you're dealing with. It's also important for you to maintain some flexibility with the energy. You can be represented by any of the characters that may show up in the cards, regardless of gender. You may feel like this is a personal reading for you. You could feel like a cross watcher for somebody else that you're dealing with instead. Parts of the reading may resonate, other parts may not. So take what does, leave behind the rest. My intention is to reach those that need this message and will benefit from it in some way, shape, or form. So, Cancer, I hope you enjoy the reading. Obviously, I hope it resonates for you. But more importantly, I hope you feel like it was worth your while and worth your time to watch, and that you get something out of it. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. Shall we, Cancer? Let's see what's going on for you guys in March 2021. Let's see what the cards hold for Cancer. Here we go. 3 of Swords in reverse. The Queen of Wands in reverse. Now, I shuffle these cards really good between readings, but she was instrumental in the last reading for Gemini as well. I'm just going to put that out there in case you want to watch that reading too. We have the Hermit, the Page of Swords, the High Priestess, 6 of Wands in reverse, 8 of Swords in reverse, Justice in reverse. So we do have this Queen of Wands on the table. A Cancer, this could be your energy or somebody that you're dealing with. I feel like this Queen of Wands is working through some heartache, some grief. She might feel like someone betrayed her or someone wronged her. Get some more cards on the table before I read too much further into these cards. We have the Empress in reverse, the King of Cups, the Hanged Man in reverse, 9 of Swords, 6 of Wands again, this time in the upright position, the Knight of Cups, Page of Wands, and the 2 of Wands. We have a King of Cups clarifying this Queen of Wands. I think this is a separate energy. I think there's concern coming from this King of Cups for this Queen of Wands. Or it could be that this person is just trying to figure out what's going on with this Queen of Wands. I feel that she could be keeping to herself. But I think that she does feel like she was wronged or betrayed, or someone caused hurt or grief for her in some way, shape, or form. This King of Cups to me, for some reason, feels like he might be one of the only, if not the only person who's showing some level of concern or compassion for this Queen of Wands. Or that could be her perception. Like, well, you're the only one who seems to care. Nobody else cares. Nobody else is offering up some trying to console me or help me feel better, or asking me, you know, what's up. There's this sense that this King of Cups might be the only person who's showing her a certain level of grief, and maybe that's why she feels wronged or betrayed, because she feels like others are not feeling the same level of compassion that this King of Cups is. I think that she wants recognition that she's hurt. She wants other people to know that, but I don't think that she's necessarily speaking up about it. I think she could. I think that she could. Let's get some more cards out here before I start making assumptions. But I've got quite a story going on in my head already. Let's see what else we get. Three of Cups. The Seven of Swords in reverse. The Chariot. Trying to get it so that this... I have a brand new light, by the way. But it still gives off a glare. Knight of Cups. Not as bad as the last one, but it's still not professional grade equipment. Queen of Cups in reverse. Four of Wands. The Tower. And then we have the Five of Cups. Oops. There's Sylvester again. So he spent my first 3 readings in my lap. I had to go to the bathroom, so I got up to go to the bathroom before doing yours. And he's back. He's back again. He's so cute. How can I resist? He gets to stay in my lap. Even if it causes me discomfort, I don't care. He's staying. Right, baby boy? Because you're special. You are special. So this Queen of Wands is throwing a pity party for herself. I don't know how else to put it. She wants people to recognize that she's hurt, and she wants people to recognize that someone has done her wrong. But she doesn't necessarily want to broadcast it to the world. I think she just wants people to recognize that she's being hurt. Notice. But the only person that appears to be doing that right now is this King of Cups. He's like, I'm here for you. What can I do? But even though he's offering this compassion, this love, maybe trying to console her or comfort her in some way, it's not enough for her. She wants more. This could be a family or group dynamic, could be a workplace situation. I don't necessarily feel that there is a romantic connection between this King of Cups and Queen of Wands, but it could be an intimate connection. This Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, she's both of these queens on the table, by the way. And again, I feel like I'm reading for this person. So if you Cancer, if you resonate as this person, I'm going to just read the story the way I'm seeing it in the cards. I hope I don't offend anybody, but this is what I'm seeing in the cards. This Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups really is kind of playing the victim card here, but kind of also being a little covert about it. In other words, she's not throwing a fit in the middle of the room with a bunch of people sitting around watching her. She wants people to notice that she's hurt, that she feels betrayed, that she feels wronged, but she doesn't want to have to talk about it. She doesn't want to have to broadcast it. She wants it just to be understood and recognized by other people. Now, here's the thing. I think that this person, this Queen of Wands, I think this is kind of a personality trait of this person. I think that they do try this tactic or have tried it in the past. It's kind of like the whole idea of the boy who cried wolf. This queen is feeling hurt, feeling betrayed, disappointed, sad, feeling a little bit like a victim. And I think that in the past she may have gotten some attention for that. She may have been coddled a little bit. She may have been recognized and maybe she was given that kind of energy of someone, who's consoling her or, being that shoulder to cry on. But this king seems to be standing alone in that regard. And for some reason, that's not enough for her. There is this indication that she might have to try something new, and that something new might be to actually broadcast her grief. In other words, she might have to talk about it. Instead of just making the assumption that people should see that I'm hurt and come console me and help me and be that shoulder to cry on, instead of just making that assumption that people are going to come to her and be that for her, she needs to ask for it or be more vocal about what's going on. And that might change the dynamic of how people are responding to her. I'm not saying that it will change that. I'm saying that it might. It might be that she needs to change her tactic. Because right now, again, there's a sense of a pity party. She's throwing herself a pity party. I'm the victim here. Everybody should recognize this and come to my aid. But only this King of Cups is ready to do that. Let's get some more cards out here for Cancer. Three of Wands in reverse. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Page of Wands in reverse this time. Four of Wands again. The Fool. Wheel of Fortune. King of Wands. Nine of Cups. This King of Cups is frustrated that this Queen of Wands is not receptive to what he has to offer in the form of consolation, being that shoulder to cry on, providing some comfort, providing some compassion and understanding. She's not receptive to that. He may feel like she thinks he's not worthy, or that, you know, oh, I'm not the attention you want the attention of somebody else or other people. You're playing this pity party game not to get my attention and my compassion. It's for somebody else. And I feel like it's this King of Wands. I may change my mind though, Cancer. This King of Wands might be the same person, but I think it's somebody else. I think that this Queen of Wands is looking for some kind of response from this King of Wands, not this King of Cups. So again, male or female, doesn't matter. The point of this reading right now is there is someone here who feels betrayed, feels wronged, feels like a victim, and this person is seeking out attention in the form of not verbalizing or being perfectly clear or communicating, hey, this happened to me, I need some attention, I need some help, I need your focus. Instead, this person is making the assumption that people will notice that she needs this and come to her aid, come to her side. It's not happening because she's done this before. This is a character trait of this person. This is somebody who does this as a habit. And again, like the boy who cried wolf, there's a point in time when it's going to stop working, and that's what's happened. But this King of Cups is still coming to her aid. She's not interested in his attention. She's interested in other people or this person, this King of Wands, who I think that if a different tactic were to be used, communication or explicit conversation, this other person might respond. Or it could also be that that's not necessarily what's going to happen, but that's what this queen is thinking. Okay, this tactic's not working to get the attention of this person or these other people, so maybe I need to try something different. Let's get some more cards out here for Cancer. 7 of Wands. Death in reverse. Queen of Swords. Ace of Swords. King of Pentacles. Emperor. Three of Pentacles. And there's the Queen of Wands again in reverse. Okay, so I do think that I do feel like there are definitely 3 separate energies on the table. There's one energy going along with the game that this Queen of Wands is playing, and there's one energy that's not. But this other person that's not playing along with what she's doing has in the past. In other words, this is a King of Pentacles. This is someone who's been very loyal, but he's also an emperor. He's also a king Wands. This is somebody who's in a position of power. This could be a paternal figure. This could be someone who's in a leadership type position. Someone who's like the head of an organization. This could be someone who other people look to as that type of individual who kind of guides others. This is the ideas man, but this is also the person who puts those ideas into action, delegates responsibility. I get a strong sense that this other person is not just focused on this Queen of Wands. In fact, quite the opposite. I feel like he is responsible for other people, or it could be that this is an attention getting strategy for this Queen of Wands, with her focus on this other person, this King of Wands. And she feels betrayed, or feels like this person has wronged her because she's not getting what she needs out of this person. Maybe she's not getting enough energy out of this person, enough attention, enough focus. But she is getting that from somebody, this King of Cups. There is some concern this Queen of Wands has over the long term, what that looks like with regard to this person. Is this now how things are going to be? Is what I've kind of got going through my head. Like, this Queen of Wands is thinking, okay, you're no longer responding to my needs. The fact that I feel like you've wronged me, it doesn't seem to matter to you anymore. Now, what does this look like in the long term? Is this how it's going to be now? From now on, if we work together, that you're just going to ignore when I need, that shoulder to cry on, or some compassion, or some energy, or attention from you. There is some concern with regard to that, the long term. I think that this other person still feels a certain level of loyalty and responsibility, certainly. I think this person, it's not like this other person is just wanting to throw in the towel and give up on this Queen of Wands, but he's also not playing her games. And it might be that he's just not willing to put up with her shit anymore. If I'm being totally honest, that's kind of what it feels like to me. It's like he's saying, look, I've got too many other fish to fry. I've got too many other people to be concerned about, to look after. I've got too many other things on my plate to play these games with you where, you get hurt, throw yourself a pity party that I'm supposed to come running and make everything better. I don't have time for that. It feels like he's like, you know what? I don't have time for games. But she's like, well, but if you don't have time for my games, what does that mean for our future, for our connection? So again, this could be a romantic connection. It could be something different. This King of Cups who is at her side, this person feels very devoted, very compassionate. This could be, I'm just going to throw this out. This could be like a father figure, a brother, a best friend. The King of Cups, for whatever reason, does not feel like a romantic connection, whereas I feel like this King of Wands could be, which I find interesting. The King of Cups feels more like that person that's just always there for you, to the point where you almost take them for granted. Oh, so-and-so is always in my corner. They're always going to be there for me. So I don't really need to worry about this person. It's this person who's not giving me the attention that I need to worry about. Does that make sense? Cancer. Sylvester's snoring in my lap. He just did one long snore, and you couldn't hear him because I was talking over him, but it was pretty funny. Two of Wands. I'm just going to get this last round out, see if I can't get anything else. There's the Six of Wands again in reverse. Eight of Cups in reverse. Justice in reverse again. Ten of Wands in reverse. Knight of Swords in reverse. Four of Pentacles. And the High Priestess. So this king, this other king, the king that this queen wants attention from, this King of Wands, this person wants to hang on to the working relationship that he has with this Queen of Wands. He's not interested in the sob story. He's not interested in knowing why she thinks he betrayed her or why she feels wronged. He's not interested in that. He wants to maintain a working relationship, but I think he wants it on a professional level. I think he wants it on a more of a let's not sweat over the small stuff. Let's not get our feelings hurt over the tiniest things. I think that could be very well why this person is not responding in the manner that this Queen of Wands would like him to, because he doesn't want to play the games. He doesn't want to respond to the pity party because that's not his game. It doesn't serve any purpose for this King of Wands, who has other fish to fry, other people to pay attention to, other stuff on his plate that he needs to give his energy to. And it's not like he's dismissing this Queen of Wands altogether. He's just not willing to play the game. I also think that it wouldn't look right or it wouldn't feel right to other people surrounding the situation if this king were to give his energy in the manner that this Queen of Wands wants him to. It's not professional. It's not what he's willing to do for everybody that he's responsible for, so he's not going to do it for her either. It's not like, in other words, he's not going to play favorites. This Queen of Wands feels like that he should be playing favorites to a certain extent with regard to her. Take this one. The Sage. The Sage is kind of like the Hermit, which did come out. It was the third card out in your reading. The Sage is one of the major arcana cards in this deck. And like I've said before, there are not only 3 extra cards in this deck, but a lot of these major arcana cards don't coincide with the regular Rider-Waite tarot deck. They do have some different meanings, but I think this one's relatively similar. Anyway, it came up in the upright position, and I am going to read it. I'm going to read the present section. These major arcana cards have 4 sections. They have the regular meaning, past, present, future, and then reversal. I usually just read the regular meaning. I'm going to read the present because I feel like presently there is some need to gain some kind of insight. If this reading hasn't already done that for you, no matter who you are in this reading, I think it's pretty clear how everybody's feeling with regard to the situation. And it is just about that. It's about the reactions of others towards others. I don't know what happened with this Queen of Wands based on what I'm seeing in the cards that caused her to feel this level of grief and feel this level of betrayal and feel like this level of feeling like someone did her wrong. I don't know what that is, but that's not what this reading is about. It's about how the people involved are responding to one another. And I'm not sure that the words are actually being spoken. In other words, I'm not sure that the conversation is blunt and forthright in the manner that I'm giving you this information. So anyway, long story short, I'm going to read the present section of the Sage, which is not too long. It's about it's about 2 pages. It's kind of long, but it's okay. Here we go, Cancer. When the Sage appears in the present position, it represents sage advice, both given and received, and the importance of knowing when to offer it and knowing when to heed it. We all embrace tradition in our lives. Our habits can and often do take on the form of traditional behavior. Tradition gives us constancy and foundation, but it can also build walls that we lock ourselves behind. Have you ever found yourself doing something, eating a particular food, using a particular turn of phrase or mannerism, or repeating a pattern of behavior because you have always done it? There's that Queen of Wands. And you do it because it was something that your parents do, and they do it in turn because their parents did it. These are traditions that are so ingrained that we are not aware of them on a conscious level. There are times when these traditions can be a benefit, as they serve to unite and bring families closer. They are a reflection of who we are, our upbringing and our likes, our dislikes, and so on. There are also times when these traditions can impede our growth, our learning, and evolution because we have taken on the prejudices and bad habits of our family line. Do you always have to have the last word in any discussion, whether it be a happier matter or a heated debate? This is a happy natter. It's just a typo that threw me off. A happy natter or a heated debate I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be matter. Is this behavior you learned from your parents and they from theirs? Do you expect your partner or child to perform certain tasks and duties because you were expected to do them as a child, or your parents each expected the other to fulfill them? Have you repeated the same experience so many times that you now have a traditional reaction and response? If so, ask yourself, is it a tradition that you want others to learn and emulate, or do you set an example to others of the type of person they do not want to be or be involved with because your traditional reactions and behavior bring unhappiness into your life and space? When we have been in someone's life for a period of time, we begin to see the little personal traditions those around us embrace. These are times when we are inspired to offer sage advice and to share what we have learned. But the act of sharing your knowledge in the form of advice, whether it be accurate or flawed, has the potential to do both great good and great harm, and sometimes in equal measure. What if the person in question is not yet ready to embrace the awareness being offered? What if the awareness offered only serves to make them embrace even more harmful behavior? How do you know if the time is right to offer sage advice that shines a light on traditional behavior that is not serving? The simple truth is that there is no good time. You can only offer the advice with the awareness that doing so may have consequences that you do not desire or anticipate. When you offer advice to another that highlights behavior that you believe does harm and needs to change, you must do so knowing that if the person is not ready for the knowledge, you could also be ending your relationship with them. When it comes to receiving the sage advice, the sage card in the present symbolizes a need to listen with a modicum of detachment. Sometimes the sage is unskilled and clumsy, and other times they are a little too cutting and precise. Either way, you are being asked to avoid overreacting and not to interrupt loving advice and insight as a personal attack. Sometimes others see things that we fail to see, and because they love us and want us to be happy, they will offer their observations and highlight behaviors that we have embraced our entire lives because they are learned family behaviors. When the behavior is that deeply ingrained, it may feel like an attack on our very being when somebody suggests that our behavior may be doing us harm. The sage asks that you at least be open to the advice and consider whether the person offering it might be correct. If the advice is offered by someone who loves you, why would their motives be suspect? Allow their words to be the catalyst that makes you wiser and more self-aware and inspires a change that benefits you. Try not to let it anger or hurt. Close your mind and heart. It is wise advice that is offered. However, as always, it is your choice excuse me, whether you heed it or not. The sage in the present asks that you, at the very least, be open to the awareness that you may be embracing traditional and cultural beliefs and behavior passed down from one generation to the next that do not serve you well in the present. Okay, managed to get through there. This is my fourth reading. My throat's getting dry. But I got a couple things out of this card as I was reading it. First of all, it did indicate that someone might be resistant to sage advice because, frankly, it's not what they want to hear, or it feels like it doesn't serve you, something of that nature. It's possible this King of Cups could be offering some advice to this Queen of Wands that she's resistant to because it's her tradition or her habit to respond in this way in order to get the attention that she seeks from this particular person over here. So that could be one message out of this card. But the main message I think I got out of this was that whole idea of family traditions, good or bad, they're hard to let go of. And if they're good traditions, yay, we don't want to let them go, right? But if they're bad habits or bad traditions or things that have been passed on through generations because it just happens to be the way the family operates and it's learned behavior, we have the opportunity in our lifetime to break those cycles that have been passed down to us that don't serve us and that actually do harm not only to us but to the relationships around us. So that's kind of what I got out of this card, Cancer. I'm going to end this here. I hope that the reading was enjoyable. I hope that you gained some insight, and I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe. If you feel like leaving a comment, I always enjoy those, and I do try to respond to the ones that I can. So I wish you all the best in this situation, regardless of how you resonated with this reading and who you resonated as within the reading. Sylvester says goodbye. He's still napping on my lap. But he says goodbye as well. And Cancer, I will see you next time. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care. Bye.